Welcome to 12 Days of Crochet Ornaments. Today I'm going to be taking you through not only how to make this cute little wrapped peppermint ornament, but also how to turn this cute little wrapped peppermint ornament into a peppermint snail. This is my favorite ornament of the series this year, so I hope you guys are as excited as I am. You are going to need some red and white yarn, a 3.5mm hook, scissors, a needle for sewing things up, and then you're also going to need either black yarn, some black thread, or black embroidery floss so you can sew on the eyes for the snail so he can see where he's going. We are going to start with the base of the peppermint. You're going to make a magic circle. You're going to chain twice. And you're going to put a further 10 double crochet into that magic circle. So what that means is your chain is not counting as a double crochet. We are going to close up our magic circle and have your red on hand because you're going to start switching colors soon. And we're just going to close up that magic circle, and then you are going to chain 2. And then into the same spot here, you're going to put a double crochet. And at the end of that double crochet, you're going to switch over to your red color to close it out. And then into the next stitch, you're going to put a single red double crochet. But as you end that double crochet, you're going to switch back over to white. Your yarn might start to get a little bit tangled here. That's okay. This whole color switching is not going to last long. You are going to put 2 white double crochet into the next stitch, but before you close out the second one, switch back over to your red, and then put a single red double crochet into this one, and I think you can see where this pattern is going. We're going to switch over colors at the end of that one, put 2 white double crochet into the next spot, but at the end switch back to red. So I finished this red one here, and you can see I have one more blank chain that my chains are kind of coming out of one more blank stitch. So I switched over to white, and I'm going to put 2 white double crochet into that spot. I'm going to switch over to red and put a 3rd double crochet into that spot, and it's going to be red, and that's going to finish our pattern out for us. So we have our beautiful little like starlight mint pattern going on, and switch over to white at the end of this one. So now we are going to slip stitch into the beginning here, and then what you're going to do is chain 2 that matches this one down here, and you are going to do the back side of your mint, and all you're going to do that is match all the colors of this lower row. Let me show you what I mean. You're going to do another row exactly the same. So I'm going to do a second double crochet in white into that one. I am going to switch over to my red and put another double crochet here in red before I finish that one up, switch back to white, and put 2 doubles, so 1 there, 1 there. And what this piece will start to do is naturally flip over. This is kind of like a crocheted yo-yo puff if you've done one of those. And this is going to naturally flip over and be the other side of your peppermint. There we go. I adjusted my light so you can hopefully see that a little bit better. So just continue this round the exact same way that you did the last one. I finished out my second row of the peppermint striping, and now I'm going to slip stitch myself closed and secure my red yarn. So this is the point where you can detangle yourself from your tangle of red and white. So now for the final row of the peppermint itself, we are going to chain 2 to get up to height, and then you are going to decrease every single stitch all the way around. And all you're going to do for that is slip, slip, pull through 2, pull through 2. And so this is going to be the other side of the white part of our peppermint. We've gone all the way around. Now we're going to slip stitch our way closed. We're going to cut ourselves a long enough tail that we can kind of weave this last little bit closed, just like this. Weave in your end. Turning this into a peppermint, like a wrapped peppermint, is the easiest thing ever. You're going to grab your white yarn and you are going to find whatever spot you want your first little tuft to come out of, and you're just going to stick your hook straight into your crochet there. You are going to chain 2, and into that same spot you're going to put another double crochet. And then you are going to start to just work around in like an improv circle, putting 2 to 3 double crochets in every stitch that you choose. And again, this is an improv circle. So I'm just going to kind of turn my piece every time, find a stitch that kind of moves me along in my line. I'm going to put 3 in this one because I want to make sure that my little tufted candy end really sticks out. I'm going to turn myself again, grab this one here, put 2 into this one, and you can kind of see the course that I made around, and eventually you come back to where you came from, and you can just slip stitch into your beginning chain, weave this end in, and do the exact same thing on the other side. So there's your classic peppermint. Now let's make a second one so I can show you the snail variation. So we have our second peppermint. Now it's time to turn it into a snail body. You are going to start with a magic circle and put 7 single crochet into it. And now you're going to work 6 rows of single crochet to build up your snail's little head, and then we'll do its antenna and facial features. I have worked up those rows and now it's time to do my antenna. And what I'm going to do is put them on either side of my magic loop. So this is going to be my face side forward, and I am going to chain into one side of my magic circle, my magic ring, my magic loop, and I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tie a nice little knot at the end. And then we'll do the same thing on the opposite side of the magic circle. We're going to pull in those ends. Use a single ply of yarn to sew on our eyes. Tuck in your ends to support his head, and then continue on with your single crochet until you reach 16 rows in total. Cut yourself a nice long tail and sew this closed this way, so it's closed like this. And then sew your snail onto their shell. And then tuck those beautiful creations in your tree to enjoy.